What is up, y'all? I'm Tyson with Open Range Studios, and today we're talking stock footage and really just going over a lot of the basics as far as what it means to make money online producing stock footage. Now, I've been grinding it out these last few months, just cranking through a bunch of the footage I've shot over the last year or so, which is why I haven't been making a lot of videos like this. I'm just trying to get those clips off my hard drive online to start selling. But now I figured it'd be a good time to make a video about the whole stock footage process, and at least the steps I take to go from capturing the footage to turning those clips into digital assets online, making that passive income that just keeps on coming. And I especially want to go over the basics when a lot of the questions I get indicate to me there isn't a great understanding as far as what it means for a creator to go in this direction when trying to make money with their camera. So I'm gonna keep it fairly simple, not get into too much tips and strategies, for the purpose of focusing more on making this just a well-rounded overview of the whole process and what it takes. And if this is something you're interested in and want to know more details, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to get some discussions going, more in-depth questions that lead to more videos about the things that have and have not worked for me over the years. And while you're down there, you might want to subscribe to the channel so you can be updated on those videos. Now, before going into the process of producing stock footage, I feel like I should give a brief summary of just the entire concept of stock footage if you're not familiar. There's online marketplaces, websites with vast libraries of videos that anybody can go to, pay money to download that footage and use it for their project. Sometimes it's just B-roll shots to fill a gap in an edit, and sometimes people are putting together entire projects telling a story just using stock footage. And these projects can be anything from just like social media videos to shows and commercials on TV and even movies in theaters. And creators like myself have portfolios on these websites where we upload our footage and then it can be sold and used in these projects. All right, now let's jump right into it and go over the equipment needed to go from capturing your footage to preparing your footage to be submitted to these online marketplaces for customers to buy. So the bare minimum would be a camera to capture your footage, a computer with editing software to edit your footage, good internet access to upload your footage, and then a hard drive to store your footage. So let's get to the commonly asked question for so many creative endeavors: what camera to get? And this is going to be different for different people and situations. If you're purchasing a camera just for stock footage, I think you'd have a hard time justifying spending a lot of money. But if you do other high-end video work and you're doing stock footage on the side, then a high-end cinema camera might be right for you. But there are some people producing stock footage with their phones. I personally think you can do a lot with a good mirrorless camera, a couple lenses, natural lighting, get creative. Content will always be king over camera specs. As long as you have 4K with some decent dynamic range, you can create a quality image. And other camera gear can always come later. Tripods, gimbals, drones, studio lighting, that can all come once there's money coming in to reinvest. And there's no need for a microphone. When you're done editing, you'll be exporting your clips without audio. As far as what to film, I think the best thing to do is go to the stock footage sites, see what stands out to your style of creating, do that market research, and then throw your own twist on it. Now, once you've captured your footage, you'll need to get it organized onto your hard drive, bring the clips into your editing program and chop them down to just the good parts, color correct and color grade them, and then export them without audio. At this point, you have a folder full of clips ready to sell. Not quite. This actually might be the least fun part. You have to add metadata. And that just means adding words to your video file, describing the video so it can be found by the search engines. The structure of this metadata will depend on which stock footage agencies you decide to sell through, but typically it will be title, description, and then keywords. So a short title for the video, and this will also be the name of the file, with all the main words capitalized and all the words separated by underscores. Then a description, which is just a little bit more detail about the video, and then up to 50 relevant keywords separated by commas. Now, the two ways I've found to attach these words to your clips is with a CSV file to be uploaded with the clips. So the titles in these documents will match up with your folder full of clips when uploaded, and then the stock footage sites on the back end, they should autofill with the information. And the second way to attach the metadata to your video file, and this is the way I've been using for a few years now, is to embed the information directly to the video file using Adobe Bridge. This stores the information inside the video file instead of a separate file. And some, but not all of the stock footage sites will have their metadata sections autofilled just because it's embedded in the video. Before doing any metadata work, you should start a contributor account with at least one stock footage site so you know what's required. And actually, you should do this before even exporting your videos out of your editing program. Some sites will have different requirements as far as the length of the video, the codec and file type, and the file size limits. You also need to know if your clips are going to be licensed for commercial use or editorial use. Most stock footage is sold for commercial use, where you can't show any logos, and any recognizable people or property will need to have a model release or a property release. Editorial footage can contain logos, products, people, landmarks, events. You don't need any releases for that, but it can only be used for documentaries and the news. And some sites don't accept any editorial clips. You just gotta check with them. Now, most stock footage sites do have their own releases that you can download and use, but there's also apps that you can use where you can have people fill out the information for a model release or a property release directly on your phone. One more decision to make when choosing which sites to sell through is to go exclusive or non-exclusive with these companies. Non-exclusive is where your clips can be sold across all stock footage sites, and exclusive is where you have one clip or your entire portfolio exclusive to one company for then like a higher percentage of the sales. And just to be clear, no matter which one you choose, your clips can be sold over and over again. It's never just like a one-time thing. Now, once you've properly prepared your footage and uploaded to a stock footage site, you just go over the contributor page and make sure all your boxes are checked and all the information's in the right place, and then you hit submit. And now you're done. Back to step one with your next batch of footage. Because once you've submitted your footage, all you can really do is just sit back and wait for a curator to either approve or reject your footage. And this can take hours to weeks, depending on the site. And if you do get rejected, which is common in the beginning, don't get discouraged. Just keep doing your market research, studying what's popular on these sites and what you're seeing in the world. Keep trying to improve on making more quality videos with a variety of topics to attract more customers to your portfolio. And once you do make a sale, do a little dance just for me, and then get back to work. Now, if you think this video brought you any value, do me a favor and hit that like button. Maybe share it with someone you know who might be interested in a new way of making money with their camera. And I also want to say, if there's any stock footage producers watching this, hit me with any information you think I might have left out, or if there's anything you think I could do to improve my process. Alright, thank you for making it all the way through. If you've been considering producing stock footage and just didn't know how to start, I hope this video helps clear up any hurdles for you to just get out there and start creating these digital assets that will bring in money for years to come. I'll see you in the next video.